Hey guys, Dr. Mitch here to talk to you guys about recovery. I'm going to give you a high-level overview of what you can find in the blog post from this week. Highly encourage you to go take a look at that, kind of get in some of the more details of what I'm going to be talking about today. But really what I want to do is just kind of give you an overview of recovery, why it's important, and some things that you can start on today. So first, the reason why recovery is so important is because we are constantly asking our bodies to give us, it's all, trying to lay it all on the field. And what we need to do then is recover just as hard. If we want to be able to continually give our max effort and get to our highest level of performance, we need to do the same for our recovery. So when we think about recovery, we often think about recovery of the muscles, but we also need to remember that it's recovery of the full body. Think about your endocrine system, recovering the hormone release, as well as your nervous system. Central and peripheral nervous system need to recover in order to allow the muscles to fire at the appropriate times and rates that you need with high level performance. So when we're talking about recovery, it's important for all of the body to be working together in unison and at its highest level. So some techniques that we can use for recovery really start at our big pillars. Okay, so without hitting these pillars, we're gonna kind of miss the boat with recovery. So when we think about our biggest recovery tool, that would be sleep. So getting enough sleep, 7 to 9 hours, is crucial for your body to work through all these processes in order to get you back to that high level of performance. You also need to think about your other pillars, such as nutrition, in order to give your body the adequate protein it needs to build muscle with muscle protein synthesis, as well as hydration to replenish any fluids that you lost during activity. Also, we can't ignore the mental aspect. So some ways that we can kind of work on the mental edge and getting our recovery that way is through mindful thinking, going through mindfulness and meditation, going through positive thinking, and even kind of thinking about how you're going to improve in your sport or in your training moving forward. So kind of taking these big pillars that we've preached about through the playbook and hitting on these is important. And then in addition to that, you can think about some additional recovery sources that are outside of these pillars. Some big ones would be foam rolling, stretching, active recovery, which is great as an active cool down after a tournament game, especially when you have back-to-back games. You can kind of pull all these pieces in, but the biggest thing to remember is to keep this individualized, right? When we start to take these other pieces to add to our recovery routine, try things out. Everybody's a little bit different. I encourage you to throw some variability into your recovery routine, try some of the different services that we offer, and find what works best for you. So if I was going to leave you with two big pieces of advice, it'd be to try some different recovery methods, try something you haven't before, see what works for you on top of the big recovery pillars that you need in order to perform your best. And then second would be to make sure that you are trying something and building off of that and starting small. So try something that you can be successful with initially. Start simple, whether that be foam rolling for 3 minutes each day or drinking the appropriate amount of water that you need for each day. Start with something you know you can accomplish, build off that, and then before you'll know it, you'll have your recovery routine all settled and ready for the season.